Hey guys, it's Andy here, or Finguini, whatever you want to call me. But so yeah, anyways, yesterday on Valentine's Day, me and my friends went to go watch the Sonic movie because why not? We thought it'd be fun, and I was just kind of wondering and just thinking, how will this end up? Because I've been seeing people give pretty solid reviews on this movie, and I'm just wondering to myself, like, okay, so I need to see how it is for myself, though. Like, if other people like it, I need to see how it is for me. But when I went in the theater, it was actually surprising because when in my theater, everyone, first of all, let's just talk about like the hell this movie went through, like with with Sonic's design and everything and stuff like that, looked like horse ass in the first trailer, but everything with Gangsta Paradise music and stuff like that. But overall, it was like garbage. But when the new trailer came out, new design, like I had faith in the movies being at least decent, like whatever, like it's not bad, just whatever. But I had to wait to see the movie for myself so I can like understand what is it, you know. But yeah, so make it shorter. I actually I like this movie. I really like it. It's really good, really solid. And the thing that the weird part about this is it's surprising me. It surprised me and a majority of people saying that like it's actually the first like decent movie or like video game movie or like just not in general, like this is a really like good start for a Sonic movie. And I'm gonna talk about this first portion of the video is gonna be like non-spoiler review, and then later on I'm gonna talk about like spoilers. So yeah, but right now it's non-spoiler. So when I was watching the movie, I was just in the beginning. It's actually pretty like Sonic's world they first introduced is like pretty nice and stuff like that. And then there's a whole big reason like, oh, people are after his powers, so, and they find him as a threat or just want to use it. So he enters our world, which is Earth or our planet. And I don't know how long he's been there, like how many years, but they don't really describe it. Like they just say, oh, it's been this long and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, like not thinking. I'm just looking at the world, like saying like, it looks good so far. They're introducing every single character and stuff like that. Saying like Sonic, like how's he doing on Earth and stuff like that. He's actually kind of a stalker. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen this movie or like when you're going to see it, he stalks like people or like saying like their behavior and stuff like that. But it's pretty good. And overall, just the pacing is also weird. The beginning is like really fast, like they get to the point really fast, too fast actually. Like I would like to see more of Sonic's world. Like Green Hill Zone looks beautiful what they show, and it's kind of disappointing that we don't get to see more of it. But overall it's just I like pretty standard origin, not confusing. And then when they introduce the characters, like this movie is focused on Sonic. Like like in the other live action movies where they bring characters to our world, they mostly focus on both of them more than mostly focus on the human characters. But in this movie, most of the spotlight is on Sonic, and I'm really glad about that. Like it's his movie; he's supposed to be the main focus in the title, and it's showing how he's lonely and stuff like that. Like how in this world he needs to hide away, or else people will find his power and abuse it. And it's like you start feeling for Sonic, but like at some point it's like like you start understanding his character and stuff like that, and it's just he's not irritating. He's actually pretty fun to listen to. Like Ben Schwartz, the voice of him gets like he nails personality of Sonic. Like he's cocky, he's always up for a challenge and stuff like that. And the casting overall in this movie was really good. Like James Marsden, who's Tom. He plays a police officer, and he's actually a pretty good like side character with Sonic and stuff like that. They have a really nice conversation, build up their friendship a little bit. It's actually pretty good. And Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman is really interesting because before I was like, I don't know how that works. Eggman is a pretty weird character in Sonic games, and in the movie he is weird, but like he's like that smart. He's like threatening. He's also silly and random, and Jim Carrey plays that perfectly. Like if you have parents or like anyone who enjoys Jim Carrey, he's gonna be most of the laughs in this movie because he does. Like everyone in my theater, kids and adults, were laughing when they saw Jim Carrey, and I was too, like laugh, chuckle here and there. And the jokes in this movie, like some are like hit or miss, but the ones that don't make people laugh, they don't focus on them too much. And and the jokes that do land, are pretty funny. And the humor in this, like, it uses some. I don't know if they don't use too much like cartoon like slapstick. It's like more like humor, as in like jokes or just like quips and stuff like that. So yeah, the jokes are actually generally funny, and the and there's plenty of Easter eggs. I noticed few of them, they do appear from the trailers, and some even like secretly. Like I'm not a big Sonic fan, so I won't notice the really secretive ones. But like you'll notice some references here. They're like, oh, that's from the classic games, or like, oh, they're trying to reference that, and just yeah, like pretty cool. If you're a Sonic fan, you're gonna really love this movie, and it does the character justice. Like it's like when you want to go into this movie, just imagine thinking about going, like just think about like, hey, this is a Sonic movie, not a Sonic movie based off the games. It's using the character and some of the elements. It's like it's for me personally, it's best to look at it as a movie doing its own thing and using some elements from Sonic. Like if you just think about it, oh, like obviously they have to have the storyline of Sonic chasing Eggman, or Eggman chasing Sonic, defeating like them fighting. That's in the movie, which they really nailed that. And just overall, just how Sonic and like Eggman, they go face off each other is actually pretty good. Like Sonic just every time Eggman threatens Sonic, Sonic just tells him, hey, like you're stupid, Eggman, or something like that. And the chemistry between the characters and the actors and stuff like that, they look like they're really having fun. Like these people care about how they're doing the Sonic movie. And something I also noticed in the movie is that there is so few things like I don't think it's like, is this the perfect movie? It's not. This is not the most perfect movie. It's not like oh, the movie has no issues. No, it has some, but those issues don't really make me hate the movie. It just makes me thinking like, hey, this could have been done differently, and this could have been removed. And the flaws don't make the good things about it gone, and the good things don't make completely waste away the bad things. Like it's a weird blend, and this movie is just overall just perfect for families, Sonic fans, and just anyone who's interested in Sonic. And this movie feels like a 90s movie. I feel like a lot of people are saying that, which is actually pretty true. And I don't know, like it does feel like a 90s movie because you got that 90s Jim Carrey, the way he's acting, like he's in his movies. And Sonic, obviously, from being for a 90s character, he has that energy, and it just feels like it's just a fun movie. Like, can we just say that, like, it's fun to watch, it's enjoyable. Since I was with my friends, they loved it, and it just made me smile, like, of them enjoying it. I felt more joy hearing everyone else enjoy the movie than me enjoying it. I did like it, and I did really enjoy the movie, like, all of it. It felt really short. Like, the movie was really short. Not gonna lie, like, maybe because, like, the movie went fast, no pun intended, because it was like, in the beginning, they did Sonic's origin fast, introduction to characters really fast, and the in between was a little bit normal pace, then it was slow, then it went back to normal. And I don't know, the pacing's weird, but it doesn't hurt the movie too much. And I've been seeing people saying like giving it like 70% of Rotten Tomatoes, which pretty decent score. Audiences love it and stuff like that. People do think it's like a bad, like people think it's like, oh, it's just mediocre, just whatever, like meh. It's like a kids movie, which obviously it is intended to focus on kids, but also to focus on the fans, and that's really most important. And just I had a good time with this movie. Everyone in the theater with me enjoyed the movie as well, and stay in the end of the post credits, not all the way to the end, not all the way like Marvel, just after the first couple of credits. Then there's gonna be like it shows a sign of a potential sequel, which from the ratings and how much money it's grossing right now, pretty impressive. Like I believe nearly the 64 or 56 like $1 million, which is better than Birds of Prey, which tried ruining this movie's reputation. It's a long story, but yeah, it's doing pretty good. And just now, when I'm doing this, it's actually beating out Detective Pikachu in the best video game focused movie, like like in box office. Like it's getting good scores, and people seem to be enjoying it. Maybe because the marketing was like really heavy on it, because like so many people posted pictures of billboards and everything, and so many ads about it. And it's so weird seeing a movie like this. Like the Sonic movie is the most positive like movie and best so far based off a video game, and which makes sense because it's based off like Sonic the Hedgehog, like a recognizable character, and I'm pretty sure kids will love this no matter what. Kids love Sonic. So yeah, and the bad things about it, there was a few, and whatever, like moments I didn't care about, like some jokes didn't land obviously, but they don't focus on those too much. And there's a few scenes in the movie where they have potential of having Sonic related things, they just don't use them. But I want to talk about a few like other that, but when I do not like the spoiler stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like, what else do I need to say about it? It's a solid movie. Like, this, like, I don't know. It's weird though, because it surprised me and pretty sure everyone else did. Like, it's just weird. Like, maybe because the Sonic movie didn't have any competition. Yeah, I'm saying the Sonic movie had no competition. Freaking Fantasy Island, I don't care. Freaking Birds of Prey, who gives a shit? What else? Doolittle, and what other movies came out during that time? Like, it didn't have real competition. Like at that time, like when Detective Pikachu came out, what movies were out? Like Endgame or something. And I feel like with this, without any movie competition, this movie was doing well. The only movie that families would see, just a movie that would look fun. And I watched it on Valentine's Day, and who knows, it was probably people's perfect dates watching the movie. Who knows? But anyways, really good movie. And right now, I'm going to talk about spoilers right now. So if you don't want to hear any of them, skip to whatever time I post on the screen right now or whatever. And yeah, so skip it there to see my initial thoughts. And now we're going to talk about spoilers. Okay, so in the beginning of the movie, it shows Sonic like saying like, "Oh, I'm like, you must be wondering why I'm running from this evil robot doctor dude." And there's kind of a few cliche live action movie things, like with live action bringing characters live action into like our world. They have like, "Oh, you must be wondering what I'm doing," and some jokes and stuff like that. And anyways, the beginning, it shows what Sonic sees like in his home planet, which I think it's Mobius, but they never say it is. But like him running around Green Hill Zone as baby Sonic, and it shows him that like people like still are after his powers, and it shows that Sonic is actually getting raised by this old owl lady, which is basically like his mom, who's taking care of him, warning him to like don't use his speed or else certain people will catch you and use it and abuse it. And it shows the people who are trying to get rid of Sonic or go after him are the Echidna tribe or Knuckles clan, or just, if you ever played Sonic Adventure, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're the ones after Sonic's power because they think either it's a threat or they want it for themselves. Which is actually pretty cool because it brings somewhat lore from the Sonic games into this one, which is bringing more lore to the movies. And like obviously obviously that's a reference to like Knuckles, which he isn't in this movie, but the Knuckles clan is, or the Echidna tribe. And then he gets then his bird mom, owl mom, stays back and tries fighting them off, and Sonic gets teleported to our world, and she's giving them these rings that teleport, which I think are a thing in Sonic games when you enter the portal to get Chaos Emeralds. But yeah, so he gets teleported to our world as Baby Sonic, and he needs to hide out in our world, not be seen. He uses speed for like, I don't know, like hiding or whatever. And this shows the introduction of Tom, his wife, which is played by Tika Sumpter, and they're all like, he's like stalking them and stuff like that, enjoying like he says like it's like, well, all the big happy family, but I just didn't get invited and no one knows I'm there, which pretty pretty weird and creepy. But after they do introduce them and stuff like that, Sonic gets pretty sad because he's all alone. He has no one to hang out with, and it's weird because in the scene where after that he plays baseball, which they showed in the trailer, but like he gets so sad that like his super speed, where he saw all blue and lightning, is connected to his emotions, which I find that pretty weird and disappointing because it's like those cliches that, oh, use your powers connected to your emotions, which has kind of been done so many times. And like Sonic being sad, but like, you do feel for the guy, like he's lonely and stuff like that because he might scare away people or might cause other people who are with him in danger. Then he causes a big blue blast of lightning, and the government obviously suspects that. And yeah, the government spot him. They call in Robotnik, and he basically just calls up all his drones to go find wherever this creature is. And the animation on the robots look pretty good, decent, And then he needs to find an exit, so he brings all of his stuff and tries to go to the Mushroom Planet, which they tell him to go to, even though he doesn't want to, which is pretty boring. And people think it's a reference to Mario, but obviously it's a reference to Mushroom Hill. And yeah, he tries going in the portal, but he's stopped by Tom, who has a freaking tranquilizer dart, and of course he says meow, which I thought they weren't gonna say it because they didn't show in the new trailer, but he said meow, which I thought was fun. And yeah, he gets tranquilized, but his rings get dropped off into one of his portals to San Francisco, because he throws the rings and he says what destination he would like to go to, and then they appear right there. So he's out cold. He doesn't know what to do with them. And the funny thing is, one of the people in the town is like, they think he's crazy because he saw Sonic call him the Blue Devil, but the drawing he shows them is a drawing of Sonic, which is a pretty cool Easter egg. So for Sonic fans there. And yeah, after that, he needs to. Robotnik comes to his house, basically needs to find Sonic, but Tom's not telling him because, he doesn't want to get in trouble or not let Sonic get caught. And then, Jim Carrey's reactions in this movie are the best. They are just really, it feels like he's back, he's really enjoying this role of Eggman. And then afterwards, they leave, they run away, and then they make a plan to take Sonic to San Francisco to get his ring so he could get out of Earth. So this part is kind of a road trip, which is, I don't like when people you could do road trip movies when they're good, but in this one I just felt like it's been done so many times, going to this destination, and that's where the final conflict is. But after they do that, there's a really cool scene where they're in a bar with Sonic just like a human, but it's stupid because he wears a shirt and a hat, and apparently no one second guesses his blue face and stuff like that. But yeah, and then there's some scenes in this where it felt like he was Quicksilver. You ever seen any of the X-Men movies? I'm talking about where he goes super slow, super fast, that everything just stops and he's messing around and fights people. And those scenes are really cool. It shows off Sonic's speed really well in this movie, and the special effects of Sonic are actually pretty good. And then afterwards, they finally make it to Tom's wife's sister's place, which she's just funny. Like she's really funny. Like she hates Tom for some reason, and it's pretty funny. And she also has a daughter, I think. Yeah, that's the daughter. And basically, Sonic's injured, so they take him there because his wife's a vet. So obviously they fix him there. And then the little girl gives Sonic his normal shoes, which is weird because for a split second you see a bit of Sonic's feet, and then like that's weird. That don't show that again. Then okay. Then he gets his shoes, which look nice. And just saying, there's a lot of product placements in this movie. Like they have Zillow, and they talk about Olive Garden a lot. So those are just weird. Like they just like it's pretty obvious it's a product placement. And afterwards they go to the really tall building where his rings are located. Then they need to find a way up there, and they have the hilarious bit where like it's like, oh, like yes, it's a child, but it's not mine, and it's in the bag. That part's really funny. It made my friend really laugh, like really crazy, like out loud. I'm like, calm down. But you know, it was a nice joke. And then they finally make it up, and then he's about to throw the ring. Then Robotnik comes in, which Sonic does call him Eggman sometimes here and there, and he's using his quill, which he dropped, to use against him. Like Sonic's quill, Eggman's using that to use for his ship to kill Sonic because he wants his power to see what he can do with it. And in the trailers they didn't make Eggman look like a villain. They just make him look like a crazy doctor, which he is that. He is crazy, and he's like evil. But like, in the movie, you really show him how evil he is, like how he got bullied, but like he just thinks of violence all the time, and it's pretty weird, but like pretty cool his character. Then after that, they fall off the building. And was another detail that's cool. Every time Sonic gets hurt, and his bag of rings, like they just spread out, like in the game when he gets hit, his rings come out. I like that detail. And then all of a sudden, just like Sonic and Eggman are in a chase now, and then they start going to different parts of the world, which is really cool actually. Like that was like the best part of the movie, of him just getting chased and Sonic trying to escape. Like they go to Paris, Egypt, and China, and then Sonic gets injured again, and it seems like Eggman's about to win, but like Tom is like he steps in, tries defending Sonic, and then he realized that hey, with the true power of friendship, Sonic gets right back up. He's all blue and electrified because his power is based off his emotions, and then it just goes back to, and then it goes to like this really cool fight of Sonic and Eggman fighting, and which is really cool because before Tom, he goes defending Sonic, all the people of the town it's a small town, they respect Tom for him being the sheriff, and they all step in and help as well, which is really nice, like people helping each other, and then they show the battle of Sonic versus Eggman, which is actually really cool, the best part of the movie. And it shows him bouncing off like in the games, like him attacking, rolling into a ball, and that's just really nice. And then Eggman gets pushed into a portal all the way to the Mushroom Planet where Sonic was supposed to go, but he's not. And then they end the movie, everyone's happy, he stays in Green Hills. Tom stays in Green Hills because I forgot to mention that he was accepted as a police officer in San Francisco, but like turns out he doesn't, because he knows and loves the people in this little town. And Sonic stays there with them, and then the government comes in and just congratulates them. And then yeah, it's just overall nice story, simplistic. Sonic stays with them as a family. They all like become like friends and stuff like that, and Sonic finally gets what he wants, like friends. And then that was the end of the movie. Except for the few minor bad things about it. Like I said, not every joke hits and stuff like that. When they show Sonic's speed and stuff like that, it's really cool. Those were really cool, but they end fast, obviously. But like, I don't know, I wish we could have more of that. But the interaction with the characters, really nice and stuff like that. I really appreciate all the Easter eggs they put in, references to fans and stuff like that. And Yeah, man. Stay in for the credits, the mid-credit scene where you see that mid-credits before that. They have Eggman, like his head is bald. He has this big bushy mustache, and he's like talking to himself like he's officially lost it. He's crazy, and he's in the Mushroom Planet. He still has Sonic Squirrel, and he's going to find either he's gonna go make another plot to get Sonic, escape, or do something. But yeah, so he's gonna be obviously still a thing. And then after the mid-credit scene, they show the top of Green Hills, the town where Sonic is now, and a ring portal opens, and you see no other than Tails, or Miles, they call him in the movie. So Tails appears out of the portal with his little device, which is obviously from the games, and he's basically tracking down Sonic because he needs help, because apparently in their world, someone's like attacking or something, which I'm assuming it could be Eggman. So obviously Tails is there looking for Sonic, but like they show him with his two tails and everything flying and stuff like that, and he looks like actual Tails. And there's that, and people think it's like potential for a sequel, and I think that as well. And from the movie being positive, like, and getting all this money, I'm pretty sure a sequel is coming, like probably like in 3 years or two. So yeah, there's no after credit scenes of all of that, just Tails. He's officially here, which is actually pretty cool. And yeah, this movie's really good, positive. Like there's a few things that make it stereotypical, like of being a cartoon character live action. You know, they have those things. I didn't like some parts of the movie where they have those stereotypes, but like still, it's a fun movie. I don't hate it, and to be honest, I kind of think it's tied up with Detective Pikachu, in my opinion, of like the best video game movie. And this brings hope actually to like future video game movies coming up. Like the Mario movie is still a thing, if you guys don't remember. And I really hope like the future video game movies, like they change, people like they could actually make them fun. But like the Sonic movie, I did not expect it from this. I'm pretty sure you don't need to tell anyone. So yeah, I go watch this movie. It's perfect for anyone. It's perfect for non-Sonic fans, kids, parents, everyone. And overall, like, you won't be wasting your time. You could do worse than this, like Birds of Prey, how people think it's really bad. Never seen it myself, but you know. Yeah, this is a really good video game movie, Sonic movie, and movie in general. So yeah, what do you guys think about it? Did you see it? Are you going to see it? And what does it make you think about the future of video game movies? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, my first movie review. I want to do more of these, either with video game movies, like superhero movies, or just movies in general. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.